Fiona is binging on all kinds of sweets. Find out why and hear expert suggestions about how to help her.
Nothing I did was working. The more I tried, the more out of control my eating became. Then, I did something I hadn't tried before. I became a savvy detective and figured things out. If I can do it, so can you. Find out more at solveyouroutofcontrol.eating.com.
Welcome to Solve Your Out of Control Eating. I'm Vicki Todd, a psychoanalyst and an eating disorders specialist.
And I'm Michelle Holtzberger, clinical social worker. But in the online virtual world, we are savvy detectives
who solve real-life eating mysteries like today's.
And we're going to teach you how to solve them too. So step into our virtual office for this brief therapy session. Then stick around afterwards for detective work and practical advice. Now, here's Fiona.
I'm addicted to Instagram and TikTok. At least that's what my husband says. He insisted that I come to therapy. He's really a kind guy, and he's worried. 2 weeks ago, he took my phone away from me like I'm his teenage daughter. He said we don't even talk anymore, that I'm always on social media. I thought I would go crazy without my phone, and I begged it to give him back, which he finally did. But when he caught me scrolling in the middle of the night, he lost it. He told me, "That's it. No more excuses. Either you get professional help or I'll go stay with my brother."
Obviously, your husband's quite concerned. But what about you, Fiona? Do you think you have a problem?
Yeah.
Can you say more?
Well, it all started because I wanted to lose weight. So I started following people who had succeeded. Low Carb Love, Shred Happens, Michaela Thomas, they're great. I know when they started their weight loss journeys, when they ate, and how many pounds they lost. I used to start my day searching for healthy recipes. And I did check out, even made some of the salads and main dishes. But it was the desserts.
Oh, Fiona, I see a difference in you. You went from looking so dejected to being excited.
It's the desserts. They do excite me. Now I spend hours scrolling through them, playing them over and over. I've saved so many that I had to buy additional storage space on my phone. I'm always sending them to myself in text messages or on Messenger. Stop scrolling. You have to make this decadent bowl of chocolate mousse. You'll never want anything else to eat. That's how good it is. I lost 47 pounds and I ate desserts like this every single day. These high-protein Snicker bites may just be my all-time favorite ever. Viral alert. You'll die when you taste my 3-ingredient peanut butter bark. Oh my God. It's so good. I'm disgustingly obsessed with it. I could eat it for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and never get sick of it. I watch these reels so much I have them memorized, and I don't seem to stop. I even get notifications when my favorites post so I don't miss a single recipe. In fact, my boss noticed my phone vibrating yesterday, and I lied, said my mom was having health problems.
Fiona, I see how stirred up you get just talking about all these desserts.
Yes. I send all the good clips to my bestie and we moan over them. My emotionally disturbed brother says we act like a couple teenage boys at a circle jerk. He says food is my porn. When I go over to my parents' house and he sees me staring at the reels, he says, "Are you going to put in this in the spank folder? Disgusting pig." But I do see why they call it food porn. For foodies like me, it is our porn. We're obsessed.
Seems like it. Wonder why.
I don't know.
Well, I bet there's a good reason.
All I know is I need to lose weight and I can't stop looking at all these sweets.
Must be terribly hard to lose weight when you're always tempting yourself.
It is.
It would be like going on a diet and then getting a job at a bakery and stocking shelves with all your favorite sugary treats.
I hadn't thought of that.
Fiona, it seems like you're putting yourself constantly in unmanageable situations, and yet you expect yourself to manage.
Well, that's the story of my life.
Tell me more.
I do it over and over again.
Overwhelm yourself?
Yes.
Any idea when this started?
It's been happening as long as I can remember. I was the oldest in my family, and I had to do all these stupid chores that were too much for me. And then I had to babysit my two younger brothers and baby sister when my mom was busy. They wouldn't listen to me, so I was always yelling at them and hitting them. Oh, they'd start crying, and then my mom would start hitting me. And if one of them broke anything, I was blamed, and then I couldn't go to my grandma's on the weekend, and that was the worst.
So going to grandma's was important.
Yes. When I was at grandma's, it was so wonderful. No endless chores, no fighting brothers, no crying sisters, and no screaming mom, just peace and quiet. Oh, we would put together puzzles and play hearts and go to church and bake like crazy. We had so much fun. She taught me how to make all kinds of things like double iced brownies, peach cobbler, and fancy little cookies that you could eat in one bite. And trust me, I did.
You look sad, Fiona.
Oh, I am sad just thinking about it. Oh, I miss her so much.
Now comes the fun part, the detective work. Let's see if we can figure out why Fiona is hooked on food porn, specifically desserts.
Well, why don't we start with the family? The husband
The husband, kind, concerned,
and slowly going mad. About Fiona's mother,
demanding, punitive,
dishing out chores beyond Fiona's capabilities, which makes me wonder, did that leave a lasting impression on Fiona? And does she view herself as incompetent? But so far, that's not surfaced in the work. So lastly, who are those Instagram recipes reminding Fiona of?
Well, we've got Grandma the Angel, the sanity in an insane place.
Right. For sure, the nurturer who is invested in Fiona. Now, in regards to feelings, Fiona does something very interesting. She does to herself what was done to her. She repeats the past. As the therapist said, Fiona, it seems like you're constantly putting yourself in unmanageable situations, gazing at all these desserts and expecting yourself somehow to manage, not just manage, but to lose weight. Who else put Fiona in unmanageable situations and expected her to manage?
Well, her mom, she expected her to do too much, too many and too difficult of chores for a child.
That's right. She also repeats the past with the desserts, by the way. She nurtures herself as grandma nurtured her. Maybe that's how she keeps grandma with her, in an acting out instead of a remembering way. I'm hoping that this is just the beginning of her talking about grandma. In other words, if Fiona can remember and talk about grandma, she won't feel so compelled to act out with all these desserts. I also wonder if the sweets wards off the sadness. The sadness she expressed at the end of the session when she talked about missing her grandma. Before we stop, I would just like to say that I have seen this many times through the years. Patients using food to stay close to someone important that they've lost. Fortunately, they all figured out other non-food ways to stay close. For example, I like to knit like my mom, or I like to garden like my dad. Those are healthier identifications.
So the path to freedom from mindless munching on sweets is to
The first step is to figure out who comes to mind when it comes to sweets. Then see if you can find another non-food way to identify with that person to keep them close to you. Those are my suggestions, but our detectives may have suggestions too. So put them in the comments. That way we can all help each other.
Well, that's it for now, but there's more mysteries like Fiona's to come. So be sure and give us a like and subscribe, hit the bell, and even share this so you can help us help others. And remember,
Keep searching for clues.